and welcome. This video almost cost me a finger. I am still very new to the world of sewing and I decided to make some boys' underwear. I thought it was going to be a really easy process, and to be honest, it kind of was, but I still managed to make so many mistakes on the way. So come along if you want to watch me fail and then succeed in my endeavors. Alright, so here are the fabrics we're going to be using for the underwear. First we got this nice flowery one, then zebra, a classic. Up, one that fell on the floor. Whoop! This cute little one, which was a romper, so it's already got like the basic short shapes, which is very convenient, so I can just add the elastic and this one will be done. And next one, my favorite. This, I love that color. I already have it a little bit here. I almost thought about keeping this one for myself, but I already have too much stuff and I think I will really enjoy seeing that on my husband's butt. And finally, the last one, polka dots. Because every time we go out and we see somebody wearing polka dots, my husband is like, "Oh, that's so cute, you should get something like that." So I did. I got myself a nice little dress. But he doesn't have to like live his polka dot dream vicariously through me. He can just have his own. So I'm really excited about this one. And here we've got the one that we're gonna sacrifice as the template. And yeah, look how sad that looks compared to this. First step, destroy. I'm not keeping the elastic for that because it's like 1,000,000 years old, so I'm just gonna cut through it. So you want to cut along the seams. Up, 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 up. Oh, got the last one. Yep. I know. That's just one piece. Okay. So that's done. He loves the ironing board. Hey, baby. I really hate ironing, and I don't know if that's by nature or because my mom used to really hate ironing my dad's shirt, and she would always like tell me and my sister that she would not teach us how to iron and that we should find husbands that are rich enough to pay someone else to do it. I decided to go another route and found myself a husband who doesn't wear shirts, or when he does, he wears them wrinkly. And yeah, so instead of filming myself like doing the ironing because it's really annoying, I decided to make this fake shot of ironing and then just do the ironing in the comfort of my own private time. You're gonna want to measure the width of your specimen. So for the elastic, you first sew it shut so it's a loop. Then you mark the halfway points on the front and the back. Then you attach the middle of the elastic on the seams on the sides, and you repeat the process in between the pins, so then the elastic is very even and then you can just sew it. You can use your teeth to help if, like me, you found yourself short of a third hand. And then I made a mistake with the elastic. I cut it so it would be nice and comfy, but as I tugged along as I sewn, this happened. So yesterday was a big fail. I made these and they are way too floopy. I think I pulled on the elastic a bit too hard and it kind of like distended itself. So now, boop, boop, boop. I just have to take everything off and start again. So, yeah. And I mean, I think yesterday I was just doing like everything wrong. I kept like trying to film and then pressing not record instead of record. And then I had like problems with the sewing machine, like I really struggled finding the right tension, and then when I did it I just kind of like messed it up. So yeah, let's start again. I should have tried it on after I did the first straight stitch, but unfortunately I felt confident and I did 2 extra rows of zigzag, so it was a nightmare to undo. I tried with my scissors at first, but it was too hard, so I had to buy a seam reaper. I did it on the train on my way to work, and it took me a whole hour to do. So what I thought was going to be the easiest pair ended up being the one that took the longest. So I just had an idea. Instead of sewing through the elastic, I can just make a little tunnel and then put the elastic inside, so then I can adjust the size of the elastic, and then I can just sew some straight lines here and there so that the elastic stays in place and doesn't turn into the tunnel, because that's always really annoying when that happens. I feel so smart. So after my first attempt, I was very confident working on the next pair, and I did everything right. I cut the legs, I did the hems, I tried my little tunnel idea, and it worked fine. So I tried them on, they looked amazing. I excitedly run up the stairs to make my husband try them. And unfortunately, they didn't fit right. They were too tight. In my haste, I had completely forgotten that he has something down there that I don't have, and I didn't leave any space for it. So I went on Reddit to ask how to remedy my mistake, and everybody said that I should add a gusset, which, contrary to what I thought, is not a tiny guss. It's a diamond shape of fabric that leaves more wiggle room for men to wiggle. So I went on to doing that. I kinda did the gusset like a top twat, and I was not really happy with how it turned out, but it's functional. Then I started working on the green pair. I laid my pattern on the fabric and started cutting it. Sorry to interrupt this broadcast, I just been told that Juliette is just about to make another mistake. You see, she decided to cut the pattern without taking the skirt apart because she wanted to keep part of the skirt as a skirt for herself, and she ended up cutting through multiple layers, thus leaving a big gap in the front panel of the boxes. Good job, Juliette. Then I had to do emergency surgery on the fabric to fix the hole that I just made. The rest went pretty smoothly after that. Someone doesn't want me to record the rest of the voiceover. So I think it's time to confess that I filmed this video during an endometriosis flare-up, and I was in lots of pain and not sleeping very well at all, so I was definitely not my most meticulous self, hence all the stupid mistakes. Thankfully, the flower pair gave me a break from all of those, and everything went great. Apart from this one little thing. One mistake that I always make is that I give myself too much seam allowance just in case, but that's silly because then my pieces don't match and I have to do a lot of guesswork and cut off the excess, so don't do like me and just follow your pattern. Alright, so while past Juliette is working on the sewing, let's get into the reason why I decided to do this. You see, about 10 years ago, I decided to try to buy stuff secondhand as much as I could because I became aware of how horrendous the working conditions were in most industries. And obviously, it's not like I didn't know before, but I was stuck in this phase of cognitive dissonance and helplessness where I knew that it was bad, but I didn't know what to do about it. So I just made jokes instead. And I would just get something and then say, oh, look at what I got. I know it's been made by a child in a faraway country, but it's so cute. And I really cringe at myself when I think back to that time, because at some point it became an evidence to me that if something has been made by a child or by someone in slave-like conditions, I should just not have it. And obviously underwear are kind of hard to get secondhand, so I started looking into ethical options, and for myself I found lots of cute stuff. But when it became time for my husband to update his boxes collection, we found virtually nothing, especially because we both much prefer this shape to that one, and then the options were even more limited. And it's just an array of horrendous colors, boring patterns, and everybody's always slagging off men. But maybe they would be nicer if they had cuter underwear. And I know I've been using the word men and boys, but this shape can be worn by anyone. I personally love wearing boxers. I think they look really cute, and I started wearing them on the shorts and it just looks super cool. And I'm trying to start a trend, so feel free to hop on if you want to look very cool as well. for the last pair, I just wanted to get it done. Like, the whole process had taken much longer than I expected, and I was getting really tired. So I did all my cutting, pinning, sewing, elastic putting, but then that's when I made the worst mistakes of all.
Is that how you want to be remembered?
Here comes the moment where I sewed through my finger. I think I manifested it. When I started filming and I made a few mistakes, I had the stupid thought come into my head that 5 mistakes would be a good amount for the video, quickly followed by the thought, no, don't set yourself up for more failure. But I was too late, the thought was in the universe, coming back to me, and I ended up making 5 mistakes. I am extremely good at manifesting accidents, and obviously, so I filmed it when it happened, and it's a really funny clip because I didn't realize what happened like straight away. Like, I tried to pull my hands away and then the whole machine came and my reaction is so delayed. So if you want to watch it, feel free to send me a message on Instagram and I will send it to you so you can laugh at and with me. Stay funny. Reaction. So much for watching. I hope you learned as much as I did, and remember not to put your finger through the sewing machine, okay? See you next time. Bye.